Hello everyone, I Mukesh Tiwari welcome everybody in the Smart Exam Academy. This is the video on the Supreme Court of India, that is the civics part of ICSE Board Class 10. In this video we are going to understand about the introduction of the Constitution of India. In this video we will also discuss about the appointment of the judges of the Supreme Court of India, composition of the Supreme Court, removal of the judges and the appointment of the judges. In a very detailed manner we are going to discuss everything with the proper notes and the proper guidance. You will also get the great explanation in this video by which the 100% marks is showed in the board examination. So welcome back in the Smart Exam Academy. In this video we are going to discuss about the composition and the powers of the Supreme Court of India. If we talk about the Supreme Court, it is called the highest court inside Indian territory. Being a highest court, the judgment of the Supreme Court of India is binding all over India. It means everybody in the country has to follow the judgment given by the Supreme Court of India. It is the highest judiciary inside the Indian territory. If we talk about any democratic country, it has the three organs. Any democratic government in the country has the three organs. It means executive, these are executive, legislature and the judiciary. If we talk about the executive, the chief executive is the President of India. The President of India is the highest executive because every actions are taken in the name of the President in our country. So the President is called the highest officiary in our country. If we talk about the legislature, the Parliament is the chief legislature. The Parliament is the chief legislature. And if we talk about the judiciary, the Supreme Court is the highest judiciary. The Supreme Court is the highest judiciary inside Indian territory. The decision of the Supreme Court of India is binding all over India. So if we talk about the judges inside the Supreme Court, there are at present there are 34 judges plus one as the Chief Justice of India. In your book it is written as 30. It is also correct because whatever it is written in the book, it can be the answer in the board exam. But if we talk about the present status, is 34 judges plus one as the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. So if we come back, our Indian judiciary is called the single integrated judicial system because every court inside Indian territory, if we talk about the High Court or the District Court, every courts are under the direction and the control of the Supreme Court of India, all the courts inside Indian territory. If we talk about the Indian judiciary system, why it is called the single integrated judicial system? Because it is pyramidic in the structure, where at the top there is Supreme Court of India. The Supreme Court is located at the top of the Indian judicial system. It is pyramidic in the structure, as you can see here. It is in shape. The Indian judiciary system is in pyramidic. At the top there is Supreme Court. At the middle level there is High Court. At the middle level High Court is located. And at the lowest level there are many district court or the tehsils or the lower courts are located at the bottom line. So if we talk about our Indian judiciary system, it is single integrated judicial system because integrated it means that all the courts inside Indian territory are kept under the guidance of the Supreme Court of India. The Supreme Court of India, the judgment of the Supreme Court of India is binding all over the court. Is the head of the judiciary, as you can see here, the Supreme Court is the head of the judiciary. It supervises and exercises control over the functioning of the other courts. Three cases come inside the Supreme Court of India, that is the civil, criminal and the constitutional cases. We are going to discuss each of them in a very detailed manner. I hope that everybody has been able to understand the first introduction of the Supreme Court of India. Now let's begin. If we talk about the need, what is the need of the Supreme Court of India? It is very important one. This point has many times appeared in the board exam. It may come as a 3 marks or the 4 marks question. So if we talk about the need, as our country is a federal type of the government and the dispute is a regular occurrence. As you know that in the federal type of system, there are mainly 2 levels of the government. One is the central level. It is located in the New Delhi. Central government or the central level government and the state level government. State level government. 28 states are there in the present time, and there can be disputes between 2 or more states, or it can also happen that there can be dispute between the central government and the state government. So who will solve that dispute? The dispute will be solved by the Supreme Court. So in every federal type of government, the Supreme Court is must. There has to be independent Supreme Court. Our judiciary system, our Supreme Court is not only powerful, it is independent also. Independent means it is independent of the control of the executive and the legislature. Here you can see it is a box. It has no relation with the executive and the legislature. It works independently. So the executive and the legislature cannot interfere into the activity of the Supreme Court of India. So it is the first one. The first point is Indian in any federal type of government, Supreme Court of India is must. Next one, to protect the constitutional division of powers. The division of power. In India, there is the division of power between executive, legislature and the judiciary. So, if every organ works independently, there can be no interference. So that is called the constitutional division of power. The rights and protecting the democracy. Supreme Court of India is called the guardian. Is called the guardian or protector of the Constitution. Guardian of Constitution. The guardian or protector of the Constitution. It means whenever the rights and privileges of Indian people are in danger, it is the Supreme Court which will solve and protect the rights of the people. I hope that all these points are clear to everyone. It is called the guardian of the Constitution. Supreme Court is called the guardian of the Constitution. In every federal type of government, the supreme existence of Supreme Court of India is must. Next one, constitutional division of powers. There are division of power between executive, legislature and the judiciary. So the Supreme Court of India is must. Now let's move. If we talk about the structure of the Supreme Court of India, at the top there is the Supreme Court. It is located in Tilak Marg, New Delhi. At present there are total 25 high courts. 25 high courts are there. Who appoints the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court? President. The President appoints the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. even the other judges are also appointed by the president. Now, in the appointment of the Chief Justice or the other judges of the Supreme Court of India, executive and legislature has no role to play. If we talk about the judges of the high courts, they are also appointed by the president. 25 high courts are there in the present time. If we talk about the district and the session courts, the judges of the district and the session courts are appointed by governor, the governor of the state, and these are the three divisions, subdivisions of the district and the session courts. It has three subcategories: criminal magistrate, small civil judges, and the civil judges. So these are the three subdivisions in every district court. In every district of the state, there must be at least one court. So I hope it is clear to everyone. Let's move. This is a small picture about the Supreme Court of India. It is the address of the Supreme Court of India, Tilak Marg, Mandi House, New Delhi. Let's move. If we talk about the composition of the Supreme Court of India, it consists of one Chief Justice of India and not more than 30 other judges. But here I have said 34. 34 is the present, it is the old data. 34 is the current number of the judges inside the Supreme Court. Originally the strength was at the time of the inception of the Supreme Court judges 8 actually the number of the judges was 8 and the one Chief Justice and the 7 other judges. The way of appeal, that means we can go to the Supreme Court of India by appeal only. Suppose you are facing a problem, right now you can't go to the Supreme Court of India, you will go to your local court, that means the district court. It means the district court, you will go to the local court, and after that if you are defeated, you will get a certificate and you can apply to the High Court, and after the High Court you will go to the Supreme Court. So what I mean to say is that there is a proper channel of going to the Supreme Court. It will not happen that you are facing a problem, you will directly go to the Supreme Court of India. It is not possible. Let's move. If we talk about the qualification of the Supreme Court judges, at least 5 years the person have to serve as the judge of the High Court for at least 5 years. Only then he can apply to be a judge of the Supreme Court of India. Eligible, the citizen of India, at least 5 years as the judge of the High Court, or at least 10 years as the advocate in the State High Court, or distinguished jurist. That means he can also become a professor in the law college who have the experience, who has the knowledge, although he don't have the experience, but if the president decides, he can also be a judge of the Supreme Court of India. So these are the main qualification. In a short type question it can come, what are the basic qualification of the judges of the Supreme Court? As a 3 marks or 4 marks question, it can also appear in the board examination. So let's begin. Appointment of the judges. As I have said that the judges are appointed by the President of India. In case of the Chief Justice of the High Court, it is mainly based upon the merit. It is mainly based upon the merit of the judge or seniority. So the merit and the seniority and the experience. So these are the main criteria for the appointment of the Chief Justice of India. In case of the other judges, after consultation with the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, the other judges are appointed by the President of India. and the other judge of the, but once again here there is no mention of the legislature or executive. It means the legislature and the executive has no role in the appointment of the judges of the Supreme Court of India. I hope it is clear to everyone. Let's move. Salary and the emoluments. The salary and the emoluments of the Supreme Court of India are taken from the Consolidated Fund of India. Actually, the Consolidated Fund is the fund of the central government. It is in the hand of the central government. Even the budget is also taken by it is taken from the Consolidated Fund of India. If we talk about the present salary of the Supreme Court judges, it is very high. The 2,80,000 is the present salary of the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. 2,80,000 is the present salary of the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. If we talk about the other judges, 2,50,000 is the present salary of the other judges of the Supreme Court. Besides of these salaries, they are also paid the houses, the medical facilities. Even after retirement, they receive high pension, by which, and another thing, even after retirement they are not allowed to serve as a judge in any court. So these are the salaries and the emoluments of the judges of the Supreme Court. Let's move. The term of office not more than 65 years of the age, because at the age of the 65, the High Court judge has to retire. So he should be he will serve the period of the 5 years. The 5 year is the period for the Supreme Court of India to judge, and at the age of the 65, the judges are retired from their office. And if we talk about the removal, it is called the process of impeachment. So impeachment is the process by which the Supreme Court judges are removed from their office on the ground of proved misbehavior or incapacity. Finally, a resolution is passed in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. If the impeachment process is passed, then that judge will be removed by the President of India. So impeachment process is a very lengthy process. It is passed in the Parliament of India, and after that, after being passed, it is presented to the President, and the President removes the judges or any judge of the Supreme Court or even the High Court. In the case of the removal of the High Court judges, the same impeachment process is followed in India. So let's move. Independence. As at the beginning of this video, I have said that the Supreme Court is an independent court because it is not dependent upon the executive and the legislature. So there are various provisions by which the independence of the judiciary is maintained in India. So if we talk about the independence of the judiciary, they are appointed by the President, and the President is free from the party politics. He is above the government because he is the head of the country. He is not affected by the change of the government. So even the Supreme Court judges and the other judges are appointed by the President after in consultation with the Chief Justice of India. So it is an independent body because it is not affected by any organ, executive or the legislature. The high salaries, the second one is the high salaries and the emoluments of the judges cannot be changed even in the disadvantage during the term of the office. except in the case of the financial emergency. Financial emergency we have discussed at the time we were discussing the powers of the President of India. We had a discussion with the financial emergency. The high salary I told about, 2,80,000 is the present day salary, which is very respected salary given to the High Court and the the Supreme Court judges. The 2,80,000, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court draws. The judges have the complete freedom to announce the decision and discuss in the court. Whatever the activities are happening inside the court, it cannot be published by media or by the newspaper because it is the outside authority, and the Supreme Court of India has the full power to punish anyone who is responsible for violating this norm. Anything which is being discussed, anything which is happening, you cannot take a photo of the Supreme Court of India proceedings. So it has the freedom. If anybody don't follow the guidance, the judgment of the Supreme Court of India, it will be called the contempt of the court. It will be called the contempt of the court, and he is liable to be punished. The Supreme Court of India is also free to decide its own procedure of work. The Supreme Court declares Delhi as the seat of the Supreme Court. As I have said, the address of the Supreme Court of India, that is, it is located in the New Delhi, and even so, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court can also be appointed to any other place as the time requires. In case, as you know already, in case of the absence of the President of India, the Vice President of India takes the office of the President. In case the Vice President of India is also absent, then the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court takes the place of the as the President of India. So he can also be appointed to any other place as the situation requires. So we have discussed the composition, the term of office, the appointment, the removal. In this video we have discussed everything. Thank you for being with us and watching the video. I hope that I have been able to make you understand about the every point. So thank you for being with us. Thank you. Thank you for being with us and watching the video. This is my email ID. If you want to ask any question, you can directly contact me on this email ID. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel for more and more updates. Thank you.